I'd like to welcome everybody. Without objection, the chair may declare a recess at any time. I'd like to recognize myself for an opening statement right now. I want to welcome each of you and the witnesses who are here today to take part in what I believe will be a very important hearing on a bipartisan basis. My partner here, the ranking member, Mr. Mfume, and I are deeply committed to understanding how we're going to get more money to the reason why it was given by the taxpayer. More money and efficiency from a congressional perspective when we provide agencies with money, and in this case, the Department of Defense with the money that it is given for lethality and for the war fighter effort. I want to thank our witnesses for taking time with me to discuss and make sure that they knew that today would be very important to us and them, as we really want to hear from them about their ideas. They're people that are on the front lines that are day-to-day engaged in the same business that we intend to engage them on. Financial transparency of the military is perhaps the most critical dollar that is spent. To remain confident in DOD's ability to protect American interests at home and abroad, we need to be able to properly monitor their financial performance. I think more than that, the Congress has been engaged for a number of years in trying to make sure that DOD was not only efficient, but effective. And the efficiency is where this falls today. In fiscal year 2023, DOD received just over $850 billion, half the federal discretionary funding. Also during that same year, they reported $3.8 trillion in assets, a whopping 70% of the federal government's assets. Last year, we held a hearing asking basic questions such as how tax dollars are spent, how existing assets are managed, and which business systems track the flow of funds through the department. And today, we still have not completed that exercise. Some could say we don't have those answers. DOD failed its sixth consecutive audit and holds the distinction of being the only federal agency that has never passed a comprehensive audit. I get that, and we're not jumping up and down upset about it. What we are is here to make sure that we're on a road to recovery, that we're on a road to understand that the basic elements that must be understood in the effectiveness by not only DOD, but by Congress to look at what needs to be accomplished. It requires us to do it together. A financial statement audit isn't just simply an exercise. It is an important exercise. It is a purpose of Congress and our oversight capacity and responsibility. We need to know where we stand, and we need to hear from the people who are on the front line. As required by fiscal year 2024 National Defense Authorization Act, DOD must achieve a clean audit opinion by December the 28th, 2028. It's right around the corner. To meet this goal, DOD has established audit priorities and developed corrective action plans. However, GAO noted that DOD's remediation plans were not sufficient and detailed enough to achieve this clean audit. In other words, not sure that we're on that path after all. So, instead of focusing on high-level financial management priorities instead of the steps needed to achieve a clean audit, we necessarily are here today to make sure that that is the pathway. GAO also found that DOD had consistently missed remediation deadlines established in the department's own financial roadmap. Clearly, more work is needed. We are not here to point fingers. We're not here to fail. We're here to effectively work together, just as Mr. Mfume and I see this as an issue. I am convinced DOD does too. I'm convinced that there are people within DOD who see how important this is. I'm convinced that DOD, and we will hear today, has certain parts of the military that have very adequately accepted that rigor that would be required for financial integrity. But it's bigger than that, and we're going to hear today from this panel to describe to us about how we can continue to work together, where those distinctions may be, and how we can work to make sure that they are encouraged to make this work. Today's hearing, I think, is important also from understanding the scorecard. The scorecard that I think has been passed out to everybody today could be seen as negative, or it could be seen as a work in progress. I believe it's a work in progress. So we've got questions that we're going to ask about the major problems. What's preventing progress? Is DOD trying to remedy its financial management shortcomings? How is DOD learning from each attempted audit? We see the Marine Corps has. Can we extend that to other piece parts of DOD? And what can Congress do, and how can we work together? So today we have three distinguished people who will be with us, who I'm going to highlight in just a minute. But first I want to move to my distinguished ranking member, the gentleman, ranking member, Mr. Mfume, for any opening statement the gentleman chooses to make. Gentleman's recognized.